Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. The Europa League Round of 16 second legs are here, and after those first leg results, we are set up for absolute chaos. Today I'm breaking down every single match, giving you the storylines, the momentum, and of course my predictions. And at the end I'll go through your community predictions as well, like always. So sit back, grab a drink, and let's just get into it. Let's kick things off with Braga. Look, they lost 2-0 in the first leg, but honestly, they played well better than the scoreline suggests. They dominated the ball, created chances, and at home they're a different beast. Braga have been super consistent in the Europa League run, and they've got this thing where they just handle knockout ties really well as well. Now, Ferencváros, fair play to them, they were in red-hot form from heading into that first leg, winning games for fun, riding momentum, and they've had a really solid European campaign with goals all over the pitch. And this is a big one, their away record in Europe is rough. They've struggled badly when travelling, and that's the worst possible weakness to have when you're heading into a hostile Portuguese stadium with a 2-0 lead to defend. So here's my prediction: Braga 2, Ferencváros 0, and I think Braga finished the job in extra time. Next up, Midtjylland versus Nottingham Forest, and this tie is wide open. Midtjylland are in great domestic form. They've been smashing teams, keeping clean sheets, and generally looking like one of the best sides in Denmark right now. Their Europa League form also genuinely impressive. They perform like one of the strongest teams in the entire league phase. But then we got Nottingham Forest, and look, Forest in Europe this season have been weirdly good. They blew Ferencváros away 4-0. They beat Porto, and they've scored a ton of goals in this competition. This is a team that somehow finds a higher gear on Thursday night, whilst still doing so bad in the league, which we got to beat them on Sunday, by the way, as well, yeah. The first leg was tight, only 1-0, and I just feel like Forest have another big European night in them. I'm going Forest 2-1, and I think they win it in extra time, and I hope so they can keep having distractions for the relegation battle. Now, let's talk Freiburg versus Genk, and this one has potential for late drama. Freiburg have been solid at home all season, and the data actually gives them the edge going into this second leg. A lot of models favour Freiburg, especially with a 1-goal deficit. They have some injuries, which definitely hurts, but at home they're aggressive, organised, and usually manage games well. Genk deserve credit though, they've had a strong European campaign and some good domestic form recently, picking up wins and creating chances consistently. But I'm backing Freiburg to overturn it at home. Freiburg 2, Genk 0. Freiburg go through. Alright, on to Lyon versus Celta Vigo, and I've got to say Lyon have been absolute monsters in Europe this season. They topped the league phase, best numbers, best performances, barely conceded, scored plenty. Honestly, one of the best teams in the entire competition statistically. Meanwhile, Celta Vigo, mate, their injury list right now is insane. They're missing midfielders, defenders, attackers. It feels like half the squad has been in and out the treatment room. They're still dangerous, they always are, but away from home with the fitness issues piling up, they're fighting uphill, so I'm taking Lyon 2-1. This one's fun, Aston Villa versus Lille. Villa fans, you should be excited. Villa have been amazing in the Europa League. They've only lost once, they score goals, they defend well, and they look like a team built for knockout football. And the big news, John McGinn is back. That is massive. He's the heartbeat of their midfield. The guy who presses, drives forward, sets the tone. Getting him back couldn't happen at a better time. Lille are in decent form domestically, but their European performances this season have been up and down, and they barely survived earlier rounds. They needed extra time just to scrape through. Villa at home, that's a fortress right now in Europe. I'm going Aston Villa 2, Lille 0, as they need to focus on the Europa League because their form in the Premier League is going to be a disaster, and they might even bottle top 4. So Villa, all eyes are on the Europa League now. Porto versus Stuttgart, and Porto already did the hard part by winning away. Porto have been solid in Europe this season, barely losing games and showing that classic Portuguese knockout maturity. They're balanced, they're disciplined, and always show up in big moments. Stuttgart are dangerous, they've scored plenty in this competition, but they're inconsistent. It's one great performance followed by one messy one. At home, Porto should finish this comfortably. My pick is Porto 2, Stuttgart 1. Betis versus Panathinaikos, and even though Betis lost the first leg, I'm still backing them. Betis have been one of the better sides in the whole competition this season. Great shape, great tempo, and good results. They just play Europa League football really well. Panathinaikos aren't bad. They've picked up results. They've stayed competitive, and defensively they're pretty organised, to be fair. But going to Betis away is rough. I'm calling a 2-0 Betis win, and they complete the comeback. And finally, Roma versus Bologna, an all-Italian showdown under the new Europa League format. Normally, teams from the same league wouldn't meet this early, but with the new structure, followed by last season as well, this can happen. And honestly, I love it. Roma at home are usually rock solid in Europe. They know how to grind out wins, they know how to manage legs, and they've been really consistent this season. Bologna have also had a surprisingly strong European campaign, but the Olimpico is still the Olimpico. I'm taking Roma 2, Bologna 1. And of course, your predictions. Here's what you guys voted for in the polls. 50% to Braga to go through, 25% Braga but FerencvárosMidtjylland advance, and 25% to FerencvárosMidtjylland 50%, Forest going through 33%. Most of you think Genk go through, 60%. Half of you are back in Lyon, huge majority, 80% Villa, 100% Porto, no debate. Pretty split with 45% saying it goes for a draw for Betis versus Panathinaikos. And you guys are all in 100% Roma. I love seeing how these line up with my predictions, so please keep voting. And that's all 8 Europa League Round 16 second leg predictions. Let me know in the comments which tie you're most excited about and which prediction you think I've bottled completely. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in the next one.